1, 2, 3.
There we go. Hello, hello. We are back for day 2 of the Toasty Jam. Speaking of, it is goddamn toasty here in the UK, so we'll see how long we stream for, but at a certain point, especially with Tails in here, I might go offline and continue working on the game offline just to get some air in here by having that door open. So, oh, hello to JP. Welcome in. So we'll just do a quick recap. So the Toasty Jam, naturally day 2, it's RPG Maker, or at least RPG Maker vibes game jam with a theme of underground. I'm putting together a little game where a bomb goes off on your commuter train. Oh no. On the underground. We're not going to specify the London Underground just to be safe. And yeah, it's then trying to work out how you're going to avoid that fate. Streaming, yes. Yeah. So yesterday I was streaming for about an hour before realizing that due to OBS settings, it wasn't actually streaming, which was fun. So the first hour got completely lost. Hello, I'm Ruby, and I love Sonic the Comic stories. Good. I've got more Sonic the Comic videos coming up, so that'll be good. The 7/7, July 7th. Yes, it is. It is indeed July 7th. So I did a couple of bits on this morning before work, and then about another 45 minutes or so on my lunch break. So let's just go over what's new. So we come in. We still get the same opening. You'll notice the floor tiles are a new color now that aren't quite so weirdly blue. So the first loop still works more or less the same as it always did. So we come down here, and we've got some new tiles. We've got the train actually pulls into the station. I have a typo right there. Phew, I made it. I need to fix that. God damn. The London bombings. Oh, no, that is just a very unfortunate coincidence. So I've then got that. So we get the blast goes off, which we'll need to change. So that actually looks like a blast. And then the time loop starts. So this is the first new thing, is the top left corner. We now have the time. And this little NPC is actually a leftover from before I got that clock in the top corner working. Just so I could test that the time was actually updating. So just like talking to him repeatedly. And we've got a couple of things set up to run off that timer. Maybe your character is Posh. It could well be. So, oh yeah, and obviously on a second loop, we're actually free to explore a little more, so we can actually go up the stairs and over to the second platform now. So that's something. We actually have these tiles for the platform, which we didn't have before. So that was an addition at like 7 AM this morning. My favourite 2000 AD character is Walter the Wobbutt. It reminds me of Charmy B. Anything that reminds of Charmy B could not be a good thing. And if I just grab so grab F9, add variables, so a really handy little thing for debugging. Let's push the seconds up, and minutes I need on 57. So then at 7:58, and we get a little announcement with it as well, so the train turns up, and we can actually board. So that's all pretty cool and all happening now. I've not actually put the transition in to get on the train, though, so I need to think there's one there. 1, 2, 3, 4 over. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 over. Okay. Those will be the spots where we can board. So if we go back upstairs, you should be able to see that and then we come back down. So this was one that had to be worked out as well. There we go, the train's still there. So I was having an issue before where if I went upstairs and then came back down after the train had arrived, the train would arrive again. So I had to do a fix for that, so that the train doesn't arrive multiple times in the same loop. So let's have a look at what's actually going on behind the scenes. An announcement was then coming up saying the train was ready to depart. So I've got those running as well now, so you have a look. Our character is still called Reed and still has the default face graphics and stuff. If we go to, it'll be under common events. So this is a loop now working and sending us back round and round. So the clock, all it's doing is a parallel process in the background once the clock is active. So every 60 frames or 1 second, it adds a second to a variable called seconds. Once that seconds variable reaches 60, seconds resets to 0, and we add 1 to minutes. If minutes equals 60, we add 1 to hour and we reset minutes to 0, so that's all well and good. Then we have a little bit of JavaScript, and all this is doing is turning the variable from a number to a string. So we're checking if the variable is less than 10. If it is 10, we make the string 0 plus the variable, just because otherwise the clock would look weird. You wouldn't have the 0 in front of the single digit. So that, and it just returns those values. And then finally, there's a plugin command here for a plugin that's actually built in to RPG Maker MZ. So you get this by default on any install. It's called Text Picture. So it just takes a text input and displays that as a picture. So we're able to pass our time variable to text picture, and then we just display that as a picture, and we get our little clock. Which is really nice and handy and fun, I think. So a couple of things we can do now. This little tell the time NPC can be deleted. Our first loop here has a typo, so let's just fix that. There we go, we're making progress already. So apply that and we'll save that. Now, I did just check where the doors open, and then I immediately forgot. So I think one was here. So player touch. This is going to be board train. This is only going to be when switch train has arrived. And this will simply be a basic choice. So show text. Yeah, middle is fine, I guess. Board the train. And that can just be a yes, no. We don't need anything fancied there, so just show choices. Yes and no. There we go. So yes, we will just transfer. So, God, it's warm in here. It's really warm in here. So, what am I thinking? Where's transfer gone? Where's transfer gone? Transfer player, right there. So direct designation. So we go to the train carriage, right there. And we'll be facing down, please. Okay. And that's it. When no, we'll just move down. So we just move away from it. Press OK. So I think I said it was 1, 2, 3, 4 along. Yep. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 along. And 4 along. I'm going to hope that's correct. We'll see if those are lined up. We'll see if those are lined up, and we'll go from there. There we are. I'm just also going to double check that the stream is definitely running okay. Everything's going fine. Yeah, it shows us live there. That should all be tickety boo. Yes, yeah, that's all running okay. That's all right then. So, now that I've just reassured myself of that after yesterday, I'm paranoid as all hell. So, that's my train. I better hurry. Run, 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 run. Down. This is set to just appear. There we go. What if you get on the front of the train? It's going to pop you on the same carriage, I think. Oh, that's a good question. Maybe the... Damn you, Animatron. That's a good question. What happened yesterday? So yesterday we started the jam, and I was streaming for an hour before realizing that I wasn't actually streaming. You'll appreciate this, Terry. You know OBS. So I'd hit start streaming. But obviously here, then you get a go live button, and I hadn't hit go live. So obviously, it was showing there, stop streaming. I was getting, my stats in the bottom corner to say no dropped frames or anything like that. So I was like, I must be streaming. And then I got a text comment saying, stream delayed, like an hour in. I was like, oh, let's see how bad the delay is. So I hopped over to YouTube and pulled up my own stream and realized it wasn't feckin' live. So then I had to come back in here and hit go live. And the first hour was like dropped. Thankfully, the local recording did have the full thing, so I was able to put that full recording on YouTube so that the first hour is viewable. I don't think anyone's ever going to watch it, but it is viewable. Yes, Metamorphia's first appearance did look creepy. I'm just thinking, Animatron, I should maybe, have that so that it does look at which carriage you get in. And then you can go to a different map. I quite like that. I might have to steal that. How long does it go? Like, right, it's a terrible UX decision. Absolutely awful UX decision. So the reason I'm giving some time before the train arrives is just to do some actions, but I am also going to put like a little stop clock here that allows you to fast forward it. For now, I'm just going to go in here and very, very sneakily do this. There we go. So we get our little announcement, train is arriving. Have I done this right? Board the train. No. Board the train. No. Uh-oh. So one's missing. Oh, no, I have done it wrong. Okay, so I need a second one here. I need to move this one over one. And then once I have moved it over one, it's 1, 2, 3. Why is there one here? No? Why is there one here? So that one makes sense, because it's the one that's supposed to be for this store. Hang on. So, board the train. No. So there's one there where there should be. There's not one here. And there's not one here. So this is 1, 2, 3 from there, and then up. But just hop by the stream. Love how it's looking so far. Thank you very much, Therapy. Thank you. Oh, and there's our little gab window for the announcements with passengers for the 8 o'clock service. Please depart. The train is ready. So let me just quickly check. 1, 2, 3 is the door. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So I need 3 from that end. Oh, I see where I went horribly wrong. Okay. 2, 3, 4. So this is all to board. I guess this would be... Let's make... Okay. Let's do some stuff here. So... I think we're going to need multiple train carriages. What I'm going to do for the moment, because I haven't made a carriage yet, once I've made a carriage, I can just duplicate the graphics for the carriages. And then we'll go from there. So right now, all of these will put us on the same carriage just for our purposes here. And we'll go from there. 1, 2, 3 there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do that. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so these all put us on a train. Doesn't matter entirely which train at the moment, just a train. And I would like to make a, whatchamacallit, a game over, like a secret ending. So let's make this, yeah, let's, so station entrance. I'm going to rename this ending A. Ending A, because that is one way to have an ending, so to speak. And then up here, oh, and little fun thing, so the train that comes in is just a massive character set. It's just one massive character set. So it's moving around under here as if it's a character. So I'm going to call this ending B. And then for ending B, if I just go back to how I did my common events clock, train announcements, here we go. So I'll do that. Let's delete the stuff that's in it. We'll set this to parallel. And it is only if variable loops is equal to or greater than 1. Okay. So if you are still here when it is 8 hours, right? That can be 0, and that can be 1. Okay. So you're still here when that's at 8 o'clock, you've missed your train. Hit apply. Do need to update the train to leave then. So scrapped variables. Train has arrived on. That's all fine. So did I copy that exact? No, I didn't. So if script game variables equals 8 and 0 and 0. Press OK. And then we'll turn the switch off so that those things disappear. Off. And then we'll basically reverse this. So through on, where's it moving back to? So it's here, which is 336. So this is all using just that Visuseller event move core, just allows you to put in coordinates, and it will do the path finding to find its way back instead of having to do it any other way. So this I'm going to move up because the doors need to close. There we go, doors closed. Press OK, press OK, press apply. So that'll just leave of its own accord now when it gets to that particular time. Press OK. Now, this one will also need to leave, so let's be lazy, because it's 2 trained cars. Copy. Okay. Paste, and then... So it's got to move to 336, yes, but then it needs to move up to here. Where is here? Here is 321? 321. So... and we'll just go 21. Press OK, press OK, hit apply, press OK. And then this can work on its own, so we want to decouple it and have them operating as independently as possible. Naturally, ending B is going to be very similar to ending A. So let me just grab ending A. It's like the games have endings. Technically, I've already finished my game jam. There we go. No. So this is what I want. Press OK. So go to carriage. No, platform. There we go. So you survived. Train. However, after going to bed that night. There. You missed your train and survived. So died when died. I don't want to specify a time right now. Yes. 8:04 a.m. when an explosion ripped through coach C of the morning train. There. Press OK. However, after going to bed that night, hit apply, hit OK. So, guess what I really want to do is sort of take this wording. Hit apply. You left the station and survived. Press OK, press apply, press OK. We're just going to go in the other version of that. You left the station, hit apply, hit OK. Are these trains on time or are they British trains? Both. They're British coded and they're somehow on time. It's insane. But yeah, so what should now happen is if you miss a train, then it ticks over and it loops again. So you have to get on the train. Then I need on the train itself to start the explosion. So you've got the loop, and we simply go. So speed to the explosion on the left, so that I can then do 3 different escapism, if only. So we can then say, depending on where you are, compared to Coach C, which side the explosion is on. So I can then do 3 different battle animations and play those animations on the map. That'll be the plan. So what we want is our condition again, which I'm super lazy. I just keep copy-pasting the conditions from elsewhere. So there we go. There's our condition. If game variable equals 8 and minutes equal 4 and seconds is 0. And then we will violently shake the screen. We'll also tint screen to wait. We will not wait for completion on that. And we will loop. So, yeah, it will literally just explode. Okay, let's make sure all of that is working. And we'll go from there. Sally had a recent cameo in IDW, which was the Chaotix 30th special, I believe. Okay, so first loop still works. We get on the train. Die. And then ta-da. Whoa, deja vu. Maybe I'll just take the bus today. The left station survived, but 87 other people still died at 8:04 a.m. The Sun from the Rising Elevator escort. No, I did them in different directions. I did do them in different directions. After going to bed that night. There we go. The next train will be at 8 o'clock, so we can see they do go in different directions. So we've done that. We've got one ending. Then for our next ending, hit F9. It's an illusion. Yeah. That's true. So minutes, let's pump that up. I think the next thing I'll do is put in that thing that skips it ahead to the train arriving so that people have that QOL feature. There we go. And the door's open. Okay, now can I board? I can board from there. I can board from there. And there. And there. I shouldn't be able to board from here yet. Oh, I can. Did I put those in? I already put those in. Okay, just make sure they're all in the right places. Perfect. Alright, let's go for ending 2. Let's miss our train. Oh, that sound. You missed your train and survived. Yes. Uh-oh. That is not supposed to happen. What's going on? Okay, the game thinks it's running. What happened? What happened? So something must be different between this common event and the other one. However, after going to bed that night, common event loop. Right. And we go to here. Loop. Loops plus equal 1. Transition player to the station entrance. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so there's nothing there that says it shouldn't work. Uh-oh. Day 1 patch required. 2, right. Hey, Richie. Alright, let's just quickly... I'm gonna test whether it's that particular ending, or if it's calling loop more than once. Because if it's calling loop more than once, then I may have an issue. A few, I made it. What was that? Kaboom. Right. So let's just trigger the loop twice. Maybe I'll take the bus today. So that should be our first loop. There we go. Right, let's do it again, just to see, as I say, if it's the loop or if it's something else. No, this seems to consistently work. Let's just go up the other one. You left cessation, yeah. Okay, so I'm pretty confident that works. So why did the other one not work? Let's have a look. So I want to... let's wait for the train to come. We have our train. Nope, wrong one. Right. Oh, that sound. So now it should leave. Yeah, there it goes. You missed your train and survived. Yeah, it's an issue with that particular ending. Okay. At least we've narrowed it down. We know it's the ending. I love the London Underground. You might not after playing this. Ending B. F. Right, but what's different about this? Is it the order of operations? It might be the order of operations. Yeah, let's try that. Because I think what's happening is... Yeah, this actually stops this being true, and then maybe the common event stops executing. Like, that's my best guess at this. That is my best guess at this. That could be a pain. So I may have to do... Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. So let me do a loop. Don't know, though. That's... Well, we can test it. We can test it very easily, and then if I'm right, I can fix it and pretty it up after. So let's just test if that is what's causing it. And then once we know if that's what's causing it, I can go from there. Because what I think is happening is, because the loop changes the time, and the condition is if it's over the time, the condition stops being true midway through loop executing. Okay. I'm going to need a better way to skip that. Let's have a look. So now I'll have a little bit of jankiness with the clock, because the clock will temporarily say it's later than it is. Yeah. So in 2 seconds' time... Oh, no. Messed that right up, didn't I? The train is ready to depart. So we get to 57, 58, 59, 8. And then you miss your train. No, it wasn't that. Oh, that's really weird. I don't like that. Okay. Okay. Here's what we do. I'm just going to create a new 27 by 15 map. I'll call this map loop. Okay. Press OK. And then I'm going to make a new event that I think needs to be an auto run. Okay. Then I'll take all of the stuff that happens in here. Apply OK. And we'll put it in here. Okay. So control, variables, loop +1. Yep, that's all fine, that's all fine, that's all fine. And I can even make this like a little animation later if I wanted to as well, which would be fun. Okay. I think maybe we move all of that up here, so we're doing that before we actually move anybody. Hit apply, hit OK. And then all I'm going to do when I call loop at the moment will be to transfer the player just straight into loop. Around about the middle. Press OK, press apply, press OK. So, first of all, that shouldn't break anything. Let's just test that hasn't broken anything. And this is, like, a lot of people are like, oh, game design. I bet that's a lot of fun, like, making maps and drawing pixel art and doing this, that, the other. And it is, some of the time. The rest of the time, it's this. The rest of the time, it's, hey, this is broken and it shouldn't be broken, and we only have a week for this game jam, so let's try and figure out why it's broken. Because we would like really like if it wasn't broken. Interesting. Okay, so we can test this nice and early with so this was the loop that was working before. So let's just make sure. So we go here. Okay. So that still largely works. A little janky, but it works. Let's have a look. So then let's do our next one, which is not that. So F9, not those ones. So I'm just going to play with the minutes here and put it right up to 59, so it's right as we're about to fail. And then... so it's gone 8. You missed your train. Yay! That has fixed it. I have no idea why that has fixed it, but it has indeed fixed it. Okay, so let's get our train to show up. Boom. Boom. On time. Completely fictional. That's not how trains work. Board the train. Yes. Oh no. Oh no. That's not good. It's just playing that cutscene again. Don't touch it ever again. Yup. So this cutscene first loop needs a new page. So when variable loops is greater than or equal to 1, it doesn't do anything, so that the cutscene doesn't just keep repeating and replaying. I think maybe this is a point where we need some graphics for the train carriage so that I can then feel comfortable making multiple train carriages, because what I'd like to do is make a train carriage once, and then just very lazily or efficiently, if you choose to view it that way, which would be nice of you. It would be charitable to view it that way. Okay. Let's do that. That's what I want to do right now. So let's open up S-Sprite. So this is our station. This is... Okay. Okay. I know where I am. That's fine. So I'm just going to find... images. So what I'm doing, just looking up London Underground train interiors, so I can put some reference on my second monitor. So I've done that. That's open over here. Okay. Christ, some of the decor in these things are a choice, aren't they? A detailed design of Piccadilly tube trains revealed. This looks like it might be a good... Oh, yeah, this is going to be... There it is, so you can see. This will be a good resource. Go away. I don't want to sub to your newsletter. Look at this. Look at this, boys and girls. Hey, this is our reference picture right here, isn't it? Don't forget the discarded gum on the seats. Ugh, yeah. Yeah, the underground is quite a picture. Right. Let's go to A2. Let's go to... So it's quite a grey sparkled floor and then a black sparkled floor. So let's find like a really off-white. There we go. Just like that. It's got these annoying little... It's like speckles and stuff in it. So let's... A couple of these just start about. And then grab a couple of those. No. No, 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 no. I had you on brush, not fill. And then are there some blue ones? Okay. Again, just looking at the reference over here to try and figure out what we want, really. So... No. I'm thinking about A-Sprite. The amount of times it tries to move the entire layer and it's like, that's not what I want. Right, so... There we go, that's centered it. So one of the easier and quicker ways to just make a quick auto tile in here. There we go. So we do that. And auto tiles operate oddly, so... That shouldn't happen, though. Oh, yes, it should. Yes, it should. Ignore me, I'm losing the plot. So it's like that. Now, let's take this and give it a slightly darker colour. I just want these bits, really. Wait. I'm doing this all wrong today. Excuse me. Whoa. Forgot that was Zoom. Alright. So we do want just a little bit of... There we go. Just like imply some shading around here. Pixel art is largely about what you don't do. Fleetway Sonic is... Yeah, Fleetway Sonic is peak Sonic. We'll see. There we go. It's not the prettiest auto tile in the world. It's not even complete. But for right now, it does not need to be. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we've got that there. Right, we're going to copy paste. We're going to move over. And then there we go. Okay, and I move that up. Take this bit, chop it off, move that down. Take both of these, shimmy shammy them across. Now, remember where the goddamn things are. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Grab the dark colour. And then we sort of want to go along here. We just want to make it a bit like that'll do nicely. Boom. Right. And then there's a little black bit in the middle, which is essentially this again, but recolored. Okay. Shift and then V. So if I do this on a separate layer for a moment, because then what I can do is I can very cheekily just borrow, of course, contiguous on. There you go. Or contiguous, or however the heck you say that. Oh, that's going to cause me problems, isn't it? Because these... let's just make those as placeholders various shades of greeny colours, so that I can then come back to them later on and just change them. I'll do a really dark blue one. There we go. Shit. Okay. Okay, fine. 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 There we go. It's almost a garish enough combo that I would expect it on the real Underground. Almost. I have no idea what is happening. I'm waiting for the train that never comes. Yeah, so what's happening is sporadic, frenzied, not very well organized, panicked game deving for a game jam. At the moment, we're just making some graphics for our train interior. So I guess if I'm inverting it, then this last one becomes white. It's just like that. Oh, that looks nice and rancid. Yeah, that's something you'd see on the Underground, baby. Okay, so that's that one. Now I need to make some seats. Easiest way of doing this is maybe not to have them as an auto tile. Although it would be nice to have them as an auto tile, and I could just stretch them across. Let's not do an auto tile. Let's go in here and think about this really carefully before I do anything else. So I'm going to need to borrow a tile from... So I made the train earlier. I did this lovely little auto tile for it. Oh, a lovely little regular tile, I should say. I'm going to need to borrow that and put it... What the heck? I didn't have the right layer selected. So I'm going to copy that. Back to here. V. This will all make sense once we're actually in the train. There we go. Get on the damn train. Right. I'll just grab this and plop that down twice. Okay, like that. And like that. We take these, shimmy them over on top. And then, let's, maybe for aesthetic, we'll just, like a nice looking tile. Everyone likes a nice looking tile sheet. There we go. If you don't like a nice looking tile sheet, you're a liar. That you've not seen a damn good tile sheet. So, we've got those. Now we need some seating. So, we've got... yeah, I'm still in two minds about how I want to do this. So each end is always going to be a priority seat, right? So if I get a dark blue, have you ever been alone in a crowded room? A little bit Jack's Mannequin for the fans of Jack's Mannequin, I guess. I don't lose my mind today. Let's also be smart about this and get... if I go to my template, okay, and I grab a bloke. Sure. And then... really? Was I that dumb? Alright. Canvas size. Preferably something that goes into free. Well, it goes into free. 99 will go into free. And... so 10 times is 30. So... why can't I do my times tables today? Just do 90. There we go. Press OK, and then sprite size. So I can just go to 30. Press OK. Right, all I want you for, pal, is height reference. So we know you'll be there, and we know you'll be approximately 2 from the bottom because you're offset by 6. But because we're timesing everything by a factor of 3, you'll probably be about there. So that gives me an idea of height and where people will be relative to the train. Let's just mark you as height check. So that way, anything I do, I can keep it in scale. Like looking in the mirror, yeah, you bald ass bastard. Right. Let's do just 2 for the... let's get the actual thing in first. So back to that, to that. This all looks horribly uncomfortable. It is an underground seat. So there we go. And then we know it's going to be greys after. Fine. So this is a cushion. Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be the cushion. So we'll go up a little bit in terms of colour. We'll just do that. I think I'm going to have to do the same just along the top here so that it's... there we go. Then, like this. So this is the start of our seat. Alright, it starts quite primitive. I understand that, but that is the start of our seat. Then... how do I want to do this, really? How do I want to do this? So let's do like a little indent here. So we've got almost like a bit more shape to it. See, now I'm making it more comfortable than a real underground seat, which is lose points for realism, I guess. Yeah. So then I want to darken that a little bit more. Should advertise this stream as Pixel Art Live because that's what it's turned into. Sorry, everybody. There we go. Well, unless you like watching pixel art, actually, I guess you're welcome. And yeah, let's define that edge a little better. Like that. Okay, okay, yeah, I can live with this. I can live with this. So a little bit lighter. Yeah, it really needs to sit about there. And so that we get, yeah, a little bit of a sense for the depth of the seat. Beautiful. Okay. Okay, I think we're getting somewhere. Then we know we've got steel below that, so it's like that. And then it goes... Okay, so we've kind of got a pattern. I've not used the full width, because I'm a bell end. No! Okay, it's fine. I can recover from that. I can totally recover from that. And then I probably want, like, the very top strip of one of those. So if I grab that, that should work. Or do I? So, no, I want the very bottom strip of one of those. Mwahahahaha. Evil genius. There we go. Now to save by the bell pattern. Different time. Different time. There we go. Do I like that? I'm gonna live with that. Hold on. There we go. There we go. And then just a final little... Shada! And then it's got a... I don't know what that was. Shada! Wow. I'm really losing my goddamn mind here. Like that. And it'll just be the armrest, basically. And then repeat that on the other side. Okay, so we've got a somewhat normal seat. Unfortunately, the Underground does pattern these things really disgustingly. So we're going to have 3, 1, 2. And then I'm going to need to just find a slightly darker shade of that just to... do not like. That'll do. A green one? Why green? Why green? I swear they designed these seats to be as unappealing as possible, so that people don't use public transport. Christ. Alright, and then I need a darker version of it, so... Get ourselves a darker version of it. Okay, and then finally... a black one. I'll borrow this again. If anyone works in public transport, please let me know. Do they make these hideous on purpose? Because it really does feel like it. It's probably more detailed than I need for a fucking game jam. Putting the pattern on the goddamn seat. Hides the vomit. Oh, you're not wrong. That's the sad part. You're not wrong. Yeah. So, what am I trying to figure out? Right. That is what I'm trying to figure out, but I'm also being a numpty about it. So, brilliant. So it would go... It would be here? It would be here. Yeah, it would be that. So if you're looking at a staircase pattern, it would do that. Yeah, it would totally do that. Okay. Sorry. Having a senior moment. I'm not even that old yet. It'll come to me, though. Comes for us all. Wait, hang on, am I wrong on that? I don't care at this point if I'm wrong on that. we've gone with it. Yeah, I think I'm wrong on that, actually. Hang on. No, this should totally be... I'm confusing myself. There. Fine. It will do. Yeah, because this is already a shade darker because of the... Right, okay. So actually, I need to go darker on this screen, and technically I have messed up that black, but I'll just sweep that under the rug for now. Like we do with all our floors. There we go. And then I need this darker green again, but here. Okay. Which then means... No. Bugger. Okay. Go darker again. For that. Because we have that and that. Like that. There, so that worked out okay. That worked out alright. Yes, yes, we like that. Sorry, I sound like a madman when I'm pixel arting. It's not a good look, is it? What sits on top of that is this ugly thing again, isn't it? So... Go. And then I think we can all agree I've made this uggo enough. I don't need to then put more up here and down here. Oh, I hate it, which means it's probably accurate to the real underground. So let's make a copy, and in this copy, I want to do the priority seat. So base of that, a slightly darker of that, a much darker of that, and then a heck of a lot lighter of that. And then they have the, this is a priority seat things in the middle of them. I don't know why I say it like that. I approve of priority seats. Alright, so where's the middle? I can't think what it. So I would like to grab, it's probably about here and about here, isn't it? So if I hit copy paste and I move that over, right, and then what I want to do with this really is make the whole thing blue. I think the priority seat, well, I can see the priority seat things are blue, so okay, so I've got a couple of seats facing one way, and then I need seats facing in the opposite direction. So let's get rid of our height check for a sec. Okay. So step one, let's copy paste this. And actually, let's delete that. So what we know is that we have the tops of the chairs here. Right? That's the top of the chair. We know we have the awful, awful shared armrests here. And we also know I may have to do these chairs in 2 parts, come to think of it. Yeah, so I think this goes on my B layer. But I don't have a B layer yet. Because this would need to be above the character, wouldn't it? So I think what I actually have to do here is hit cut. Let's go back into MZ and we'll go tools. No, game, open the project folder. Alright. We'll go IMG and I think I deleted all the tile sets. I did delete all the tile sets. God damn it. Let's just look this up. Size of RPG Maker MZB tile set. Well, deleting my goddamn thing that I was looking at. Alright, 768 by 768. Thank you. So Control N. 768. 768. Press OK. And then... No. Sprite size. And... I can type. So that will be 256 by 256 because we're multiplying everything by 3. So now I want to... Where'd it go? It was over here, wasn't it? So hit Control V. So these are my seats. So the first thing that's gone in, my B. So save as... Let's just go to Toasty Jam 2, Station, and 1, 2. Right, so this is my B. And then File, Export as 300. Choose, it's going to be there. Press Export. Okay. So now that I've done that, I can safely come back to the station one. I appreciate this might be horribly confusing to some of you, and I will endeavour to explain it better. Please hang on for a moment. So flip those vertically. So that's now the bottom of our seat. Which actually... yeah, that will do. What I can do, because I know some of this is going to get covered up anyway, is just sort of messily do that. And then let's also messily extend it by 1. Like that. There we go. So that would then be... I don't think they're far enough out. They really don't. If someone's... Yeah, if I consider the perspective, I would probably want these further out so that they're here. And then because I know the headrest is going to cover this area, I can quite safely just fill that area with a single colour and be a bit lazy about it. Who's gonna stop me? Somebody do please stop me, because holy crap. Right. So what does that now mean? That means I'm gonna need a couple more props, aren't I? So the first thing I'm gonna need probably is a pole. So if we... Oh. Project has not been saved for 30 minutes. Thank you for nannying me. Yes, RPG Maker, we will we'll do that. So this is going to be a... What colour train line do I want this to be? Decide that in a moment. First, let's make this pole. So let's shift an N. And all I'm going to do is make a little thing here. So be like that. There we go. Okay, and then... Yeah, because the seats are blue, I don't really want anything else to be blue, so... This is now a red line train. 2 deaths, Phil. Right. It's a nice, simple little... It's a pole. Yeah. There's nothing fancy about it, doesn't need to be. Okay, and I'll take that exactly as it is, and I'll cut that. I'll put that into Station B here. Oh no, it's going to be in the... I think that kind of is what it is. Because they sort of like, there'll be one at the end, right? There'll be... then one at this end. Yeah, so like one ends up in the middle, and then one ends up at the very end. So it's like that, I think. Yeah, it's already starting to look like the handrails. And I think I'll need a vertical one as well, so I'm going to take this and simply move it across. And then it's not actually... Can I get the handle? I can get the handle. There we go. So it sort of comes down. It works like this. And what I'm really going to do is just chop that off. Put that on the other end. Delete that out. There we go. And then we'll just extend there. Okay, so we've got our poles for people to hold on to while they're going through. That's all good. Now we need the walls. So let's get some walls out of here. Let's also just, while I'm here, just export that again so that we've got it. Okay, oh, that was our height check. He can go away now. And you can go away now. Let's try and keep this somewhat clean. Okay, so if I'm looking at my actual... Okay, so I'm going to need... The doors might end up becoming events on this one. Yeah, but I am going to need those windows. So I'm just thinking from what I made before, what I can reuse instead of remaking. So let's take you. Let's now go to Station A5. We've got... I don't know, this is becoming less the station and more the train. Do I need a separate... Maybe, is the answer to the question I'm asking myself. Do I need a separate tile set for the actual... Really? Really? Was I on the wrong layer? I was on the wrong layer again. So what I think I need is this. Yeah, and how am I gonna... It's not quite even, is it? Hang on. Alright, we'll just pretend it was always even. It's fine. So I've got... So there is 6. To there is 6 again, please? Please be 6 again. It is. Alright, so that's a double window, and I just want a single window from somewhere. I think this will be a single. Ah! When I can land on the right one. Nope, of course it bloody won't be. Right. Okay. Okay. That's fine. It's fine. It's all fine. It's fine. So. Ah, too many open. Like that. Okay. So we've got some windows that we can put in. But we will need to do the wall properly for that as well. Which is going to be fun. So. Let's maybe do that next. File open. Do I have a station A3 yet? I don't. Okay, so if I go to my MZ templates, there's my template. I think these are just walls. Okay. So, sprite size. It's going to be 33.333 again, not 3.333. So that becomes 128 by 256. And file save as. I want it as an ASprite file. And I want to go back into Toasty Jam. And I need it to be my station A3. Yes? Yes. Station A3. So I'm going to make this my second wall along. I'm going to have a good look, actually, at what the walls are like in an underground carriage. Pretty horrific by the look of it. Okay. It's kind of dystopian. I don't know what else I was expecting, to be completely bluntly honest. Of course, it's dystopian. It's part of London, isn't it? Right. There we go. So it's that, and it's going to have to curve at the very top. So which bit is to 8? 8. Okay, so the red line is to 8. That's fine. So I'll fill there. And then still keeping this quite grey. Like that. So sort of like the arch of it. And then you've got kind of like a little, looks like a little ventilation system down at the bottom. So let me just come in here and I'll grab this color. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. And then I'll grab that one as well. I'll just sort of like... There we go. And then I might just copy that. Move that down. There. So now I want to close that off at each end, like so. I'm going to have to do... Yeah, because it's not going to be even whatever I do. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And I can already see where I've gone wrong. Yeah, I've put it all like one too far along, haven't I? So I need to shift all of this. So fine, let's use that one as the end one, right? And then I can 1, 2, 3, 4. And that'll just be the short one. That's fine, there's always a short one. And we'll just... Right, a little bit of noise. A little bit of noise always helps, I find. So grab this. And then all we're doing is 1. Yep. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. Right. And then we just want to come back to this again, grab that slightly lighter color back in here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Excellent. All right, so we've got something now. All right, that looks a little bit more. And then we're just going to dirty it up a bit. So just like that, just grime it a little bit. You can have some slashes and gashes and some general unpleasantness about it because it's fucking London. Not a fan of the capital, if people couldn't tell. Yeah, and then like down this side, it's going to be like that and like that. Like that. So probably be like just dirty it up a bit as well. Like that and that. There. We'll just blur the line here a bit as well with a little bit of. Cool, awesome. I'm mostly happy with that. Like, that's good enough is good enough territory. Absolutely fine. So it's that one. And then it's got sort of like your adverts and shite across the top, hasn't it? So I will need to make probably a bunch of those. So let's think. It'll be yeah, I can do that. So grab this. Also, let's just file export as station A3 PNG in the right one. There we go. Export. Right. So let's go back to where's A5. Okay. So I sort of want to make us a series of these little adverts. So let's first define the active area for them. Okay. And that's like this. Right. And they've got like a little area here, which actually isn't the advert, and it's a separate panel. That's going to be important to remember and incorporate. So I'm still looking at reference on the other monitor. I'm sort of like just murmuring to myself about what I'm seeing over there. What's this on A3? It's probably going to be smartest to do that and that. And what that also does is it brings me my colors across as well. There we go. I just kind of want a plain, mostly plain area here. Again, we can dirty this up a little bit. There we go. And then we want to show stupid adverts, really, in here. Which can be fun. That can be nice world building. First, we need, I think, a map. So I'll just have, like, a really shitty basic underground map. There we go. And then we just want the line itself. So we know we've already said this is a red line train. So we'll just make it like, I don't know, maybe it comes across here and it does this and then it converges onto a single line. Yeah, I think that's probably all it needs to be is that, and then we can just sort of plop these on here to sort of indicate stops exist. There we go. Now we've got our little tube map. Look at that. Didn't take much doing, did it? Well, again, just dirty it up a bit. Because it's the underground and it's fucking disgusting. There's fucking one ears. Right. Sorry. It's old stuff. Oh, thank you, Tactical Panda. Thank you. Sorry, I got wrapped up in doing the sprite art and I didn't look. You know what I might do? I might put an advert for my main game in here. Yeah, let's be self-indulgent. Let me just grab Control O, Assets, Crisis Island, Branding. I want to grab the my main game's banner from Steam. Would be amazing. There. Right. I was working on A5, wasn't I? So Shift and N, let's put it on a new layer. It's going to be way too big. Uh-oh. There we go. Come on. You're not going to be able to see what it is at this size. I will know. I love how it's yelling at me in A-Sprite because it's these colors are outside of the palette. Yep. Tell someone who cares, please. Oh, actually. That's not awful. Control V and then color mode indexed. That looks proper pixely. Right. Good. Yeah, it looks pretty much exactly the same as it did, doesn't it? Yeah, fine then. Okay, and then the last one it needs is a vent. So what I might do, just to change the layout of the sheet a little bit. So let's merge this down. So now it's all on this layer. What's on? Oh, the windows are on layer 2. Okay. I still want to merge down, please. So we're going to put you up here, like that. Same with you. You're going to sit here. Right, now that those are sitting there, what I can do is there. Let's grab that darkest color. And what we're going to do is we're going to fill with the darkest color. And then we're going to come in with this color. And this is just going to make the vents. Why aren't I using black? I should just be using black. Because I'm an idiot. We've established this multiple times. And actually, maybe that should even be inverted. It's whatever. Let's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, go on. That looks like a vent, doesn't it? There we go. So some semblance of actually having a thing there. There we go. There we go. That's one of the vents. Okay. So I think now that's starting to look more and more like the tube. What I might even do is, so let's do first grab here, right? And then hit fill or take continuous off. We'll go for our darker color. We'll do that. And then we'll go for our not as dark, but still kind of dark color and do that. All right. Now, you see these? I'm going to move all of these down so that we do that. Then I'm going to take this one. A few of you have figured out what I'm doing. I'm moving it over there. Which then means I can take this and go, yeah. And now suddenly, we can do a really wide window if we want to. I don't think we will want to, but I've given... Oh, I say we. You're not developing this alongside me. This is what streaming does to me, man. And yet, I still do it. Like an idiot. Alright. So now I do want... Really? It's broken out of there, hasn't it? There, and there. Okay. So then with that, you've got like the basic building blocks. We can start putting together an actual train. That would be nice. So... Let's see, do we want the doors open? And if we do want the doors open, what do we want that to look like? I think we do want the doors to open. I think I know what I want that to look like. So if I go back to... You can close now. You can definitely close now. The train. And then inside. So I had something kind of cool here that I can reuse. So let's not make a rod for my own back. Let's just reuse it. If it's there and it works, why not? God, I'm an idiot. Right. Hold on. Some self-deprecation is in order here. So it's the lights layer. Yeah, funnily enough, my lights are on a layer called lights. God damn. Who would have thunk? Oh, and they're also a little too short. No. Oh, no. No. I cocked up. So what's that? That is 6. And that's going to be 5. Yep. Delivering idiot walking. Ooh. My tail's excited now. Like that. And then hopefully most of this I can just sort of get away with doing that. Followed by... So that fixes that one. That fixes that one. And then this one I'm kind of naked a little bit. Levy. Yeah, I'm not thrilled with it. It'll do. It'll do. It'll do. If I keep saying it, I might start believing it. There we go, lad. Right. So that's now... probably not what I want, actually, is it? It's not. Sorry, I'm thinking as I go, and I'm not necessarily sharing all of those thoughts, and that can make it really tricky to follow what I'm thinking. What I am hoping is that this is enough to be the basic structure of a train carriage, and then I can start making stuff look good. So, file, export, 300, export. Okay. So now back to MZ. So this is where I now need to open up my resource manager. I want my tile set. So I want to import that station A5, which doesn't look like it's station A5. Oh, because I'm not in the game making assets. Where are we? Crisis Island. No, this isn't Crisis Island. That's my main project. RPG Maker. Thank you. Toasty Jam 2. Thank you. Station A5.png. I also need to import the station B.png and hit close. Now that I've done that, we can go to here and into tile sets and into station. I'm still in two minds about this. Might still get split into two. Okay, so we've still got our A5. Now we have our B. Okay, and then on B, so over here, so star, star, nope, 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 star, 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 star. Okay, so that's just the possibility settings for that. This ends up way down here. Whoa. Okay, not ideal. And then I want to hit apply. Okay. And then under A, so we can't walk through the windows. We can't walk through the walls. Oh no. Can't walk through. Okay. Piss and vinegar. Piss and vinegar. I screwed up. It's a simple screw up. I just forgot to disable a layer before I exported. Which is fine. We'll just re-export it and re-import it. So, resources, tile sets, import, import, close. Right. Let's get scratching. Or not. What's going on? Ah, you're still set to test, not station. Ooh. Yeah, that's not a good flaw for you, is it? And I didn't re-import my whatchamacallit either, so let's just re-import that as well. So tile sets import. And we need to redo station A2. No, not the S sprite file. Ah. Delete. The PNG, please. Alright. Why is that not now showing my... I should have things here. Hold on. Please hold. Your call is important to us. Yeah, still showing the old A2. That's not right. And of course I don't have my A3 at all, so... What's going on with the A2? Did I not re-export it? Is it that simple? Did I just not re-export it? I might have just not re-exported it. I mean, there it is. I haven't brought in my A3 at all. There we go. And then this becomes station A3. Hit apply and hit OK. So what do we end up with? Right, this is looking a little bit more like it now. So it becomes you. Okay, that's all fine. And then can I... Thank you. Zoom in a bit. So what I want to do, really, is go priority seat, regular ass seats. Then and this will make sense. Yeah, because what I said earlier was that there was one... Shit. Okay, so I need to redo that. That's fine. That's fine. I can fix that easily enough. I said the end only had one. And then let's go here a sec. Just so I can control. There we go. And back to all. So a lot of the times the auto will be absolutely fine, but I don't always trust it. So there are times I like come in and like I'm just gonna do that manually, I think. So this one's gonna be interesting. So we're gonna have a priority seat and a priority seat. And then we're gonna have these middle ones, right? So the floor is the floor is the floor. So I go to the floor, and for the most part I want that. But I also want to do this. Okay. Okay, yeah, that works, that works. And then the floor is the floor is the floor, but also has these. Okay. And then I think I set up here to have these little guys. One, two, three. Yep. And then my hope is like once I've made this once, I can just go across and keep making more carriages just by like copy pasting this base carriage. And then if I'm making any changes to like the tile set or anything, that'll carry through and inherit anyway. So that should be fine. Right, and then I want. Oh, this is going to be taller than I thought, isn't it? Because I wanted to have these above. So yeah, let's do that. So it's going to be a vent at each end, like so, right? And then probably right above this. So then, right, where you come in by the doors makes sense to have the maps. So they're like that. And then the rest of it is probably going to be sold as advertising space, let's be real. Okay, gonna fix something that was bugging me. Yeah, let's do this. So that's gonna come in. That's gonna go like that. Like that. And all of this is gonna come in. I'm gonna get rid of that. Okay, yeah, that's good, that's fine. Still leaves a 3 here where I don't really want a 3. Oh no, it doesn't, because okay. So let's take a regular vent there, a regular vent there. And then I might make another advert just so it's not all the exact same advert all the way along. And then you're going to come across here. All right. All right. So what's kind of annoying me now is that this has still done this, even though I put in Windows as not that. So let me just redo the windows. All right, there we go. That's back to how I wanted it. And this happened on this side too. Flip's sake. Right, that's how I wanted it now, yeah? Almost. Like that. There we go. There we go. So that kind of looks like a train carriage now. Let's go to our B. And just as a headrest. Headrests. Headrests. Headrest. 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 That sits on the end like that. That sits in the middle like that. That sits on the end like that. All three of those get copied. Oh, for fuck's sake. Really? It's a very wide train carriage, yeah. It is. It's a bit of a chonker, isn't it? Not sure I can really bring the space in a bit, though. Let's try. Because you're right. You are right. It's how I bring that space in. Not like that. Jesus. There we go. So I can cut there. I think I can probably bring all of this down one. But then it's too skinny then. Maybe that was enough of a resize. And maybe I just take this and do. Don't know. It looks proper uneven, doesn't it? I'm living with this. I'm living with this. This is gonna be. This will be fine. This will be fine, he says. But yes, you did have a point. Wait, so what layer was that on? Scoosy. There we go. And then I think I can come up here. There we go. To do this bit. Or would that be further down? That might be further. I don't know. Let's see how that looks all together. That looks okay. I think that looks okay. You know what? For a Game Jam entry, that looks acceptable. T-Game Dev should be okay. Yeah, it should be okay. Should be okay. I think that's going to have to be like the motto of this entire Game Jam entry. Yeah, it should be fine. Should be fine. Right, so now I'm going to copy paste. And then this will be coach B. Okay. And coach B is just needs like one of those transplanted onto that side. But, you know, like the other way around. I swear I do have a brain. I don't often use it, but I do have one. I promise. Alright, so now we've got the next carriage. And then copy and paste. So this will be coach C, which is our danger zone. Yeah. And then finally paste again for D. Now, if I was smart, I'd have set up my transfer events and stuff beforehand, so I didn't have to now repeat it multiple times. But hey ho, I'm not smart. Oh, and D would be descent of the train, so we want to delete that. There we go. There we go. Okay. Does this mean you can now get on at Coach C? Yes, it does, and I don't want that. So, copy, paste, edit, E. Okay, so there's now a coach E. We're just going to live with that. So you get on at D or E. And then you can go down to A. And now I will find ways to, like, customize these and not make them all look exactly the same. Find, like, some graffiti tags or something to put in each carriage so you can actually see which one is which. Yeah. So, you know what? I hate how the default transfer works, so I'm just going to do it on this. So, player touch, below characters, and I just want to transfer the player to Coach D. There. Okay. Okay. Yeah. And then transfer to Coach D. Hit apply, hit OK. I'll just come in these so I can change where you come out. Oh, what the hell was that? Sounded like something fell over. Excuse me for a moment.
Descending into the clouds. Slow the ship down.
We have a casualty. So I bought an on-air sign to put on my door. So this was it. So it was on air, off air, and it was on one of these so that you could turn it. And it came with 2 free M pads to stick it to the door. It's fallen off, and regrettably, it has snapped right there. I've had this thing like 4 days. It's already broken. I know Etsy sellers are independent and everything, but that's really disappointing. Yeah, you can see where it's snapped. That wasn't well made at all. I may have to seriously consider returning this. That was 20 quid. It was 20 quid, and it's already broken after 4 days. That's... I know Etsy sellers are independent and everything, but that's not okay to break after 4 days. Bloody thing. Yeah, because this was really cool. I was like, oh, I'm going to be doing some streaming. It'd be nice to let the wife and kids know when I am and I'm not on air, so I'll, get this little sign. It has a little pull cord and it looks really niche and cool and kitschy. No. I could maybe super glue that. Can't even see where it... So I think it was like that. I could super glue it, but what, for it to fall off again? Hang on, would that... Kind of goes back on with tension, but... Yeah, it'll come straight back off again. I really can't trust that, can I? It's really snapped, too. That was never in there properly. Okay. Okay, I'll message the seller separately and see what they want to do about that, because I'm not particularly happy with that at all. Yeah, sad face, absolutely. Let's get back to making some fucking games. Alright, so then this transfer, I just want to edit. There we go, look, straight back in, smooth. Right, and I'll do the same on this side to go to Coach E. Right, there we go. And then again, put to the middle one. Okay, okay. Okay, okay, okay. Alright, alright, alright. Press OK, press apply, press OK. Right. Now I need to transfer to coach C. Okay. There are probably more efficient ways I could be doing this. I appreciate that. Right now, game jamming, we're just getting it done rather than getting it done well. Like, so as long as there is an entry at the end of this, I will be happy enough with what I have done. I think that's the thing. This is the ultimate test of perfect is the enemy of done. Yeah. So this will be a transfer to coach D. Even like when making decisions, so many decisions on the fly with this, normally you would properly map and plan out and have a better idea of. I'm just improvising and vibing for a lot of this, which is not, yeah, not a sensible way to do it. Do as I say, not as I do, would be my game dev advice to anybody. This is now transferred to coach B. No greater motivation to do it. Exactly. Like with my main project, Crisis Island, I get the most work done on that when I have a convention coming up. And I'm showing a demo at that convention, because I hate rocking up to a convention with the same demo I showed at the previous convention. Even though that's not how demos are supposed to work, Sam. But yeah, I kind of... That's always a big motivator for me, because I just don't want to turn up with the same. And this is also, like, just the crappy jobs. You know, this is the kind of stuff that if I could macro it, I would macro it and just be like, yeah, just link these two maps, you know. Because it can get it. This is, I guess, the downside of RPG Maker being tile-based, because if this was Unity, I would just make an invisible trigger, and the trigger could be however bloody big I wanted it to. And it would just go. I wouldn't need to make 3 separate events. This is not Unity. This is RPG Maker, so we do what we have to do. Yeah, it's fine though. At least I can do it quickly. That's one thing. Like, keyboard shortcuts are starting to come back to me for this, because it's been a little while since I'd used RPG Maker, and I'm like, yeah, I think I do remember this stuff. I'm not as big an idiot as I thought. This will be to B. And thankfully this can only have these on 3 sides. So... yeah, I want to come here. That's... So that should plop me out on that one. Press OK, press apply, press OK. And that should plop me out on that one. Right, so we might actually now be able to not only board the train, but walk up and down it. It's been a while since we've done a test play. Let's, even though we've not done anything logic-wise, we have done some stuff graphics-wise. So let's just... Oh no, that's my train. I better hurry. Down the escalator. Which I think is kind of cool. If I were to toot my own horn, I think I did that pretty well. Phew, I made it. Oh, yeah, that looks okay. That looks okay when you're in it. I don't mind that. What was that? What was that, an explosion? Am I dead? Yeah, I'm having to add my own sound effects. That's also on the to-do list. Oh, deja vu. Right, let's just bring the train in. Train now arriving at platform 1 is the 0800. Board the train, yes. Now we're on the train. We're in coach A by default. Coach B. Coach C, which is where I'm going to put the bomb. Coach D. And Coach E, hopefully. Yes, we can now run up and down the train. Okay. So I will also make it that we can leave, I suppose. Like, do we want to be able to get on and off the train? No, I don't think we want to be able to get off the train. Yeah, I'm making that decision. I don't want to be able to get off the train. So, let's have a look at... This is Asprad again. No idea why I said it like that. I already have doors here that I can reuse from when I made the train. So, I'll just grab these. It's going to have to go on A5 again, isn't it? And probably down here. What's my template say should be down there? Okay, I'm really starting to encroach on that. I don't like that I'm doing that. Okay. I really might need to think about having two tile sets. So we want this one. I'll just hit delete. Shift and H. There we go. So once you're boarded and you're going. I think that's the decision we're making. Okay. So the other thing I wanted to fix while I'm in here, I can close that now, was this. So really what I want is the middle. So I now go... No. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So from here, and I want a 16 by 16 sample. There we go. Then I come into A5. This is its own layer anyway, isn't it? Yeah. So I'm just going to put this behind the window. Okay. Right, I should have figured that would happen. So I'll delete that. We can already see what this is going to... continuous is off as well. There. I'm getting an idea for what this is going to achieve. So it'll just be greater visual continuity. There we go. And then we'll merge down. Save that and re-export it. Export. Oh no. Hang on. File. Export. Export. Keep forgetting to turn that back layer off. Right. So now that I've done that, I can back in here, re-import it. So where's my tile sets? Import. And it's the A5 we're looking to re-import, which is here. Hit close. Okay, so now those windows immediately look better. Hopefully you can see that well enough on stream. But they actually merge in and blend, which they didn't before. And also, I can now do this, although I'm going to have to do this multiple times because I was very silly about when I decided to make this change. Because I'm a moron. Again, do as I say, not as I do. Like that. Like that. Like that. There we go. Right, there we are. So, we've now got train doors. That's something. I think actually the connecting tissue, yeah, probably needs to be thicker. Like I can keep the teleports where they are, but there we go. Like that, and there. There. So actually, when I put a parallax background on it, it's not going to look weird or anything. That would be... You're right, Tails? What was that about? He just sort of did a weird, like, round his cage. Hey? His mansion, I should call it. It's massive. Right, okay, so we've got some graphics in. No longer looks entirely terrible. We've got some endings in now as well, which is... Oh, now we've got invisible... invisible stairs. Oh, great. What I might do, actually, because I was looking for a little bit of variety around here. I wonder... How does that look? Awful. Awful is how that looks, but I do want a different floor. Okay, well, that's told me something. I want a different floor. Does that affect anywhere else? I wonder. If I zoom out a bit. No, this also looks okay. It's mainly just these stairs that have up and disappeared on me. Okay. Okay, we can work with that. We can live with that. It's not a huge deal. Right, well that actually feels like progress. Like I've got some train carriages. I think one thing maybe I do need to add in is, see, 804 we get the explosion. So I think I started doing that. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. So that's there. So if it hits 804, we should die. So save our changes. We'll do our first loop. Can't believe I was almost late for work. Oh, this is looking so much more like a train carriage now. Whoa, deja vu. There we go. Alright, let's catch our train. There it is. Board the train, yes. Right, now we want to get killed. And I know that sounds weird. I know that sounds weird. So. Oh, wrong one. We just need to come all the way down to like 4. No, 3, because it's after 4 minutes that we get killed. 8. So I've got 4 seconds to live. Or not. Well, nothing happened. Oh no, nothing happened. The bomb was meant to go... It's set to action button. That's going to be the case across all of these, isn't it? Yeah. Sorry, the trigger was wrong. There we go. We don't want any survivors, thank you. Alright, let's go again. Let's go again. Whoa, deja vu. It wasn't bad for being 2 days in. I feel kind of confident. I've got my clock system in, which I was worried about. I've started getting some good graphics in. The loop system is working. You can die and come back. Like, that was a big... Oh, I didn't know how I was going to get that going in RPG Maker, and we did. So, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about this so far. I think I might actually finish and have an entry by the end of all this, and that it might not be complete butt cheeks. Board the train, yes. And then let's just make sure we can die. Such a weird thing to... Anyway. Oh, I really wish I could type this in instead of having to... At least there is a debug menu. There we go. You just... Pew! Okay. Okay, I'm happy. Right, I'm gonna just do a little bit of tidy up, and then I think I might call it an evening, at least for the stream, because it's getting really warm in here. I'll open that door and let some air in. It seems particularly unfair to poor Tails as well. So let's wrap a couple of bits up, and then we will... Whether I will stream tomorrow is up in the air. And what time is also up in the air. Reason being, I take my kid to guides on Wednesdays, so it'll be... Yeah. Be prioritizing that. So she goes around about 7:30, which is when the stream would usually start, so... So... Yeah, that one goes to Coach D, that's fine. This will also go to Coach D, this time in the middle. That's fine. I think the other thing I want to do, actually, is when you board the train, if you say yes, then I want to board the train, and then I want to control some variables. So... Seconds to... Because I'll make it just bang on 8 o'clock once you've boarded the train. Minutes, 0. And then hours will be 8. Hit apply. So once you're on the train, you're on the train. That's the way I want to do this, I think. Once you're on the train, you're on the train. Apply. Hit OK. Hit apply. And again, you'll be on coach D. And you'll be over there. Press OK. Hit apply. Hit OK. Oh, more of the repetitive grunt work. I might keep working on this evening. I'll just be offline so I can have the door open, get some air in here. Give the pig a break. Bless him. Oh, direction down. I don't like that. Don't like that. Direction up, please. Oh, that's going to be on all the ones I've already edited, isn't it? Yup. Joyful. Direction. Full disclosure, I've still not figured out how we're preventing the explosion yet. I just know that's the goal. Up. Apply. Okay. So did I change the right? Yeah, I did. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. So paste. You will be coach E over here. You'll be facing up. Hit apply, hit OK. And then you will be coach E in the middle. Facing up. OK, hit apply. Hit OK. Alright. I didn't paste in the time thing there, did I? So you could get away with extra time on that one. Alright. E in the middle, facing up. OK. Hit apply, hit OK. And you are coach E at the end, facing up. And there you go, we'll just make sure that the time's set and the time's set and the time's set. Okay, that's really cool. Next, so I wanted to do, what did I want to do? Oh, yeah. So I wanted to give some display names. So you've got, this is the entrance. This is platforms 1 and 2. Coach A. B. C. D. E. So now we've got display names for everything. And then let's make a final thing. While we're all together, let's make a final thing. Go into a sprite. And 16 by 16 is fine. And I'm just going to make... there we go. So I think it's shift and U to... There we go. Like that. Okay. So one of the best things Shenmue 2 added was a, hey, the shop's closed right now. Would you like to just fast forward to when the shop opens? And it was such a big upgrade over Shenmue 1. Like, oh god. One of the best things Shenmue 2 added. Huge quality of life improvement. I kind of want to make sure I do the same. So I'm going to make this little floating clock icon. It's going to be a little bit immersion destroying, fine, but when you're adding quality of life, you can lose a little bit of immersion. Like, it's okay. So just like events you've seen before, because that was a big problem people had with what was the game, 12 minutes? Big problem people had with the game 12 minutes was like, oh, I have to reset this loop every time. Oh, I can't just get to the bit that I want to experiment with. And ultimately they bounced off the game, and I don't want to repeat the same mistake that 12 minutes had. So we're just going to make this little guy. This little guy will have a very simple job, which will be, hey, do you just want to jump straight to an event that you've already seen? And I think that will be highly appreciated by the players. You know, yeah, just... Yeah, otherwise we're pillow shading. I don't fucking... I guess what I'd have to do to get around that is this. Tee-hee-hee. Yeah, it's a little cheeky, but what are you gonna do? Get rid of the grey anti-aliasing. There we are. The big problem for me with 12 minutes was the end. Oh, I know about the ending. Yeah. No. Put it this way, I grew up in Norfolk and I was not okay with the ending. Okay, so... canvas size, what I should probably do here is make this 24 tall. Yeah, gross. Yeah, you said it. Then sprite canvas size, so it needs to be a width of 16, 32, 48. Height of 96. Press OK. I should have... I should have set up my little template beforehand, shouldn't I, so that I knew where everything was. Right. Let's just quickly make 1624. Right, we're going to copy this into a fresh layer. And this is just going to be my positioning buddy, so that I can see. I know there's a built-in grid in a sprite that I could be using for this. I know, I'm a dumb. Right. So what we're going to do is completely copy-paste the wrong layer, and therefore select and copy nothing. That's what we're going to do. Jesus. I'm not getting that tired. I am not getting that tired. I know I'm not. There we go. So this guy is going to be a little flying clock symbol. There we go. And he will just let us jump ahead. So file, export as, it needs to be 300, and then so that it doesn't do its weird thing in RPG Maker, I need that, underscore QOL, underscore clock icon, and then let's pick an actual file path for that. So SSD, game making, assets, RPG Maker, Toasty Jam 2. Press OK, hit export. Don't mind a bit of a fourth wall immersion breaking in the game. It's nice for a game to remember it's a game. True that. So let me just, I think this might be the last thing. I know I've said that a couple of times, and this might be the last thing I do of the night, is just set this up. So first I need to import it. That would help. That would really help. So characters, import, clock, open. Did I just bring in the A-Sprite file? Did I just bring in the A-Sprite file? I'm tired. I'm very tired today. Wait, did I just save it as... No. Alright. I did, I managed to save it as a... Alright, so close. Then... So this is a fast forward. And this fast forward is going to take us to... train arrival. So it's going to be if you've seen at least one loop. I feel yeah, it's going to be a rough read. Oh yeah. How's yours coming along, T? Feeling good about it? Frequency will be higher, speed will be normal, stepping, and then, yeah, so it's show text, window in the middle, to the train's arrival. And then show choices, that's a yes, no. So no does nothing. It's going about as well as I expected. A disaster. Hey, you're definitely doing a game jam. You're definitely doing a game jam. I would just say you probably means you're doing it right. That's all I would take from that. I wouldn't worry too much. Oh, I need something that gets rid of this if it's past. How am I going to do that? How am I going to do that? Fuck. How am I going to do that? Oh, I know exactly how. I know exactly how. No. Oh yeah, I could also do that as well. Just like get rid of it. Right, it's fine. I've got a couple of ways I can do this. So yes, word control variables. So we've got the seconds, because what I was thinking is, if the train arrives and you don't board the train, and you interact with this again, because this sets the time to 7:58, you could get to like 7:59, interact with this again at 7:58, interact with it again, it's 7:58, and you could essentially buy yourself a loop where you have infinite time. And I don't want that. So I'm proactively seeing that player behavior and going, right, because we know we don't want that, what can we do about it? So we want the seconds to be 0. We want the minutes to be 58. And we don't need to change the hour, but just for the sake of. Okay, so send that. And then a new event page, because I have a switch, train has arrived, I could just turn it off if the train's here. I think that will work. So I press play now. Oh no, that's my train, I better hurry. This will also mean I'm not going into the goddamn debug menu every 5 seconds to get my own train to appear. Phew, I made it. I can't believe I was almost late for work. What was that? a really weak explosion compared to everything else. Whoa, deja vu. So I've had the loop. There's the time in the corner. Okay, so our icon's here now. We've got our floating little clock icon. He seems weird. Would you like to fast forward to the train's arrival? Yes. And then the clock disappears. Okay, I like that. What I could also do, just because I can, control a self switch A on. A new event page. Self switch A is on. It's just disappeared. That's all. I'm living in DevTools right now. Oh no. Which of the entries is yours? I'm trying to learn more about everyone else's games because I do. Hopefully next week I can do a couple of streams where I play a few of them. That could be fun. Like a nice bit of the actual development's ended, but the jam doesn't have to end because we'll sit and play each other's games. Like that could be a vibe. Oh, is that an explosion? Am I dead? Yes, you are. Whoa, deja vu. Okay, so I do have a problem in that the location text is appearing over the time. That's not nice. I will find a new place to put the time, I guess. So let's do... Would you like to fast forward to the train's arrival? Yes. So we've done that and it's immediately disappeared. And I now can't move for some reason. Oh, yes, you did mention a precision platformer yesterday. Apologies. Oriana. Okay. Nice. Looking forward to it. Do need to figure out why I can't move. Oh, it's because I put all the explosions to auto-run. They need to be parallel, not auto-run. Okay, that's another bug to fix. Let's get myself killed first so I can test the other thing I wanted to test. Hours 8, minutes 3. There we go. Now my question is, does that reset the self switch? And if it does reset the self switch, then we're okay, the clock is back. If it doesn't reset the self switch, we might have a slight... It does not reset the self switch. So I need to delete that page. It's fine. Having it on the one it's got is absolutely fine. Someone might be able to go back like 3 seconds, but it's not gonna. So loose continuation of last year's entry. Wildly different game. Okay. Okay. So it's sort of like carrying a similar sort of same character, same universe, similar sort of thing. Or yes, that's exactly what he just described, Sam. Sorry. Right, explosion. Put you on parallel. And then, because I don't know a way to do inheritance in RPG Maker the same way I would in Unity, I now have to go in and edit all of these separately. And I'm sure there is a way to do inheritance in Unity, and I'm just too dumb to know it. But it's okay. It's fine. I've gotten far too Unity pilled over the past, Christ, 4 years working on Crisis Island, so it's sort of where my brain goes. Oh, nice, nice. I'll have to go back and remind myself of last year's one, so I can fully enjoy this year's one. There we go. Okay. So now that that's all set to parallel, let's just make sure I can actually move inside the train, because being frozen stuck is not a fun time for anybody. It would definitely hamper my ability to stop the bomb. So yeah. Here we are. Am I dead? Yep. Whoa, deja vu. Yep. You bet it is. Alright. Let's head down here. There we go, there's our little clock icon now. I do need to just move that time down a bit as well. Would you like to fast forward to the train's arrival? Yes, please. Train now arriving at platform 1 is the 8 AM. Nice. Board the train, yes. And we're actually where we wanted to board. Good. There we go. So I wonder what happens if I map transition just as the explosion's about to go off. Like, could that break it? Alright, so I'm going to have literally a second, so I'm going to be... No! No! It's blowing up! It's still blowing up! Oh, but I can break it. I can break it. Okay. Okay, I can break it doing that. So, what I need to do is there's got to be like a stop all movement. Can I maybe freeze them in here? No. There will be a way to fix that. There will be a way to fix that, I'm sure. I will figure that out. But yeah, and then once I figure that out, I can just, yeah. That'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay. I think that's going to do it for me for this evening. But thank you very much for joining me. Been living Game Maker for... Ooh, nice. It's nice to have a palette cleanser from the main project when a game jam comes along, right? But yeah, that's going to do it for me for this evening. I don't know about doing one tomorrow evening because I've got the kiddo to get back and forth. I might hop on about 8 instead. I should be home by then, and I can hop on for a little bit. But yeah, this has been fun. This has been really cool. GG to you too, Terry. GG. All right.